When I was at 3 years ago when I graduated from college, Shane came out and William H. Gates Sr. did the commencement, and that's Bill Gates' dad, if you guys didn't know. And he gave a commencement address, and it really resonated with Shane. I'm trying to let you know how loud is too loud, because I'm right next to the speaker, sorry. William H. Gates gave a commencement address at the University of Washington that really resonated with Shane, and he came up to me afterwards and was just like, that really struck me, and that was really important what he had to say. And I'm not going to give you the whole commencement address because that would bore you, but I'll give you the part that really struck Shane, the part about family and friends. And here it goes. He said, "By far the most rewarding part of my life is, and always has been, raising a family. If there's one thing about your future I feel comfortable in predicting, it is that you either do or will feel the same way. I want you to know, by the way, that I mean family in the broadest sense, whether by blood, adoption, or bond of affection. Let me suggest that you be as deliberate as you can about the job of raising your family. Being deliberate helps translate your fundamental human decency into your behavior as a parent. It is intriguing to me that as a culture we so seldom look for or accept any guidance to how to be a parent. You need a PhD to teach 20-year-olds for a few hours a week, but based on our current priorities in our society, you don't need anything at all to teach an infant for 168 hours a week. But which does more good if you're skilled, and which does more harm if you're not? I'm not saying you should be required to get a certificate in parenting, but it's worth thinking very carefully about what kind of parent you want to be and how to get there. I had the good fortune to marry a woman who grew up in a family that enjoyed a number of annual traditions. One was an assumption that everyone would be together for Sunday dinner. Another was new pajamas for all, hanging on the tree on Christmas morning. We adopted many of these regimens and added a couple of our own. I mention this as an example of being deliberate in organizing family life, and because I am certain that those traditions had a central role in creating a sense of continuity and permanence for our kids growing up in a world full of change and uncertainty. The next of my paramount pleasures is having a long list of very good friends. This list includes people I met in grade school. I belong to a bridge club that was started in 1952. I look forward with pleasure to our meeting. It is in part that pleasure of a half-century of shared memories, but it is also the comfort of sharing of experiences and views with people whose ideas you have come to know and appreciate. If you come to cherish friends as I do, you will discover that, as with family, there is a requirement of a measure of deliberateness to make it work. You need to work at it. You do need to email that note or make that phone call to keep friendship alive." And like I said, that was just an excerpt from his speech, so it cut out strangely, that's why. Not my words, William H. Gates Sr. But he came up to me afterwards and said, that really struck me, and everybody else was like, oh, that was a good speech, but he really wanted to mention that. And I think that's how he lived his life. Friends and family are really important to him. And all of you here, family or Geek Squad friends or anything, you are his family. He would talk about Geek Squad so much it would annoy us sometimes. So ingrained in the Geek Squad culture, and sometimes Nana would say, "You're spewing propaganda. We don't need to hear this. We believe in you." And I just wanted to say that I appreciate all of you being here, and it's really heartwarming to know that he had so many friends and family that were with him, and they obviously were affected by him, and I'm sure you affected him as well. I don't actually have a shot of me. Thank you.
Manna?
I guess everyone wants to raise a
Manna?
toast.
Do you have one?
Yes.
I got the bottle.
Manna.
I got one. Do you have one, Doc? Where's Mom? I'm here,
While we're doing this, I want to thank so much Lester for opening up his bar for us on his day off,
Yeah.
and all of the
That's good.
waitresses and bartenders coming here and helping as well, and everybody who brought food and everything. All right, to Shane.